Hi there, my name is Bobby, and I'm going to tell you about the worst 16 years of my life. By the end of this story, you might think I'm a terrible person, but honestly, I don't care. What I did was what I had to do to survive, and maybe after hearing my story, you'll understand why. I grew up as the unwilling star of my parents' YouTube channel, Pranked by the Parents. For as long as I can remember, my life was just one horrible prank after another. My parents, Alfred and Evelyn, built their entire career around humiliating me on camera. What started as innocent pranks when I was 5 quickly escalated into psychological warfare that left me with scars I still carry today. Honey, get the camera. I just put hair removal cream in Bobby's shampoo bottle. This is going to get us so many views.
Make sure you zoom in on his face when he realizes. The crying always gets us more subscribers.
You did what? Am I going to go bald? That was one of their tamer pranks. I was 7 when that happened. I had to go to school completely bald while my parents uploaded the video of me sobbing in the bathroom. It got 3 million views. As I got older, the pranks became more elaborate and dangerous. When I was 10, they decided to prank me by pretending our house was on fire while I was sleeping. They pumped fake smoke into my bedroom and blasted fire alarm sounds through speakers they had hidden in my room. Mom, Dad, help me. I can't see anything. Keep rolling, Evelyn. Look at him panicking. This is gold.
Try the window, Bobby. Hurry.
I actually jumped out of my second-story window and broke my arm. The hospital staff were suspicious, but my parents had a perfect explanation ready. Our son is quite the sleepwalker. We tried to stop him, but he was so disoriented he just leapt out before we could grab him.
We're just thankful it wasn't worse. Kids, right?
They edited the video to make it look like they had caught me before I jumped, and that my arm was broken in a completely separate incident. That video got them 7 million of views and a sponsorship deal with a home security company. The irony wasn't lost on me. When I was 13, they pulled what I consider their most dangerous prank. They drugged my soda with something that made me extremely drowsy, and when I passed out, they carried me to our backyard pool and threw me in. The idea was to film my panicked reaction when I woke up underwater, gasping and choking. Wake up, kiddo. You're drowning.
The look on his face. This is going to break the internet.
I can't breathe. I nearly drowned that day. I actually had to be resuscitated by a neighbor who heard the commotion and ran over to help. My parents played it off as a prank gone wrong in a tearful apology video that actually boosted their subscriber count and earned them sympathy from their fan base. That video alone made them over $50,000 in ad revenue. After that incident, I realized my parents didn't see me as their son. I was just a prop in their twisted show. I was a walking, talking ATM for them. Every tear I shed, every scream of terror, every moment of humiliation was just more money in their pockets. I started plotting my escape when I was 15. I noticed that after particularly successful videos, my parents would count large amounts of cash and hide it somewhere in the house. One day, I pretended to be asleep on the couch and watched as they disappeared into the basement with a thick envelope. When they came back up, the envelope was gone. It took me weeks of careful searching when they were out of the house, but I finally found their stash. In a shoebox behind a loose brick in the basement wall was over $250,000 in cash. They didn't trust banks, probably because they didn't want to pay taxes on their YouTube income. I waited for the right moment. It came a month before my 16th birthday when they announced they were planning their biggest prank yet for my birthday. I overheard them discussing something involving me being blindfolded in the trunk of a car. That was the final straw. The next day, while they were meeting with some fellow prank YouTubers to collaborate, I took the money, packed a small bag with essentials, and disappeared. I left no note, no explanation. I just vanished. The first few months were the hardest. I found a small apartment in a city 3 hours away from my hometown. The landlord was skeptical about renting to a 16-year-old, but cash has a way of answering questions before they're asked. I enrolled in the local high school under a slightly altered name and kept my head down. I watched from afar as my parents milked my disappearance for all it was worth. They made tearful videos begging for my return. They started a Find Bobby campaign that went viral, all while raking in more money than ever before. I knew it was all an act. If they had really wanted to find me, they would have gone to the police, but that might have led to uncomfortable questions about why their son had run away in the first place. I graduated high school with honors and got accepted to a state university with a partial scholarship. I was careful with the money I had taken, but by then, I had also found a part-time job at a local bookstore that helped cover my expenses. I changed my appearance, grew my hair out, started wearing glasses I didn't need, and generally tried to look as unlike the boy from those YouTube videos as possible. For 3 years, I managed to stay hidden. I was in my junior year of college, studying psychology, ironically enough, when they found me. I was walking back to my apartment after a late study session when a car pulled up beside me. Well, look who we finally found.
Our little cash cow. Do you have any idea how much money you cost us by running away?
Leave me alone. I'm not your prop anymore. They followed me to my apartment building. As soon as we were inside, away from potential witnesses, they attacked. My father grabbed me by the throat while my mother punched me repeatedly. You stole $250,000 from us. Do you know how much content we could have created with you for 3 more years? Millions. You owe us.
You're coming home with us right now. We've already got a comeback video planned. Runaway Son Returns is going to break the internet.
Stop. Please stop hitting me. I'll come back. I'll help with the channel again. They finally stopped hitting me, and I slumped against the wall, tasting blood in my mouth. My mind was racing. I knew I couldn't go back to that life, but I also knew they wouldn't leave me alone now that they had found me. That's when an idea began to form. Actually, I have a better idea. Something that will get you way more views than just me coming back home. We're listening. What if we make a series about me being kidnapped all these years? I could pretend I've been held captive in a warehouse, and the series could be about my dramatic escape and reunion with you guys. People would eat that up.
That's actually not bad. The sympathy alone would be worth millions in ad revenue.
We'd need a good location, though. Somewhere that really looks abandoned and creepy. We should split up and scout locations. I'll look in the industrial district, and you guys check the docks. Whoever finds the perfect spot calls the others. They agreed to the plan, clearly excited about the potential viral success of such a series. I had no intention of finding a suitable location. Instead, I spent the day researching areas known for criminal activity. It didn't take long to find what I was looking for, an abandoned-looking warehouse that local news had reported suspicious activity around. I called my parents that evening. I found the perfect place. It looks completely abandoned, but it's still intact enough to be safe for filming. Here's the address. You should go check it out tonight and start setting up. I need to go home and get some clothes that look appropriately dirty and torn for someone who's been held captive. They eagerly took the address and headed out immediately. I went back to my apartment and waited. The call came at 2 a.m., not from my parents, but from the local police department. Is this Bobby Mitchell? Yes, speaking. I'm afraid we have some bad news. Your parents were found dead at an abandoned warehouse tonight. It appears they interrupted some kind of drug operation. They were both shot multiple times. I'm very sorry for your loss. I played the part of the shocked, grieving son perfectly. I told the police I had no idea why my parents would be at such a dangerous location. I explained that I hadn't seen them in years after running away from home due to their abusive behavior. The detective seemed sympathetic, especially after I showed him some of their YouTube videos. These videos. This is child abuse documented for entertainment. No wonder you ran away. Don't worry, we're not looking at you for this. The warehouse was a known drug manufacturing site for the Castillo cartel. Your parents were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Since I was their only living relative, I inherited everything. Their house, their savings, and ironically, the rights to their YouTube channel with its millions of subscribers. The house was fully paid off, and between their bank accounts and investment portfolio, I found myself with over $2 million in assets. Enough to finish college without working and still have plenty left over. I spent as little as legally required on their funeral arrangements. 2 plain caskets, no service, burial in the cheapest plots available. No headstones. They didn't deserve to be remembered. After graduating with my psychology degree, I wrote a book titled Pranked, Growing Up as YouTube's Unwilling Star. It detailed every humiliation, every dangerous situation, every moment of exploitation I had endured. The book became an instant bestseller and was eventually optioned for a movie. My parents had spent their lives making money off my suffering. In the end, I made my fortune by exposing them. For years, they had been celebrated as hilarious pranksters, creative content creators who pushed boundaries. Now the world knew them for what they truly were: abusers who exploited their own child for fame and fortune. Sometimes I think about what happened to them in that warehouse. Did they realize, in those final moments, that they had been pranked one last time? I'll never know. And honestly, I don't care. After 16 years of hell, I finally got the last laugh. Thanks for watching. Oh, you brought the colored man again? I thought you'd have given up. You're quite tough.
I hope you don't expect to eat any food today. I have nothing to waste on you.
There's an exception. If you could do the monkey dance, we can change our minds about feeding you and maybe even get you a banana. All three of them burst into laughter. I got angry. Hi, my name's Alex, and I'm from Cameroon, but moved to Canada at the age of 2, and I've lived here ever since. I met Ariel during college, when we were still only young adults. We started as acquaintances, often discussing our studies. Gradually, these talks turned into friendship. As our friendship grew, so did my feelings for her. It wasn't sudden, it was a slow realization that Ariel was more than just a friend. There came a point when I couldn't ignore my feelings anymore. Telling her how I felt was nerve-wracking. I didn't want to risk our friendship, but I eventually gathered the courage to confess. Ariel's reaction was a mix of surprise and happiness, and I felt a wave of relief wash over me as she told me she felt the same. We both began dating, and dare I say, I discovered even more peculiar things about Ariel. Our relationship continued even after we finished college. By then, I was 24 and she was 23. We both got good jobs and were doing well for ourselves. I introduced her to my parents as my girlfriend, and they were pleased to meet her.
Alex has never brought any girl home to us. I'm so glad to meet you. You're so beautiful.
Surprisingly, my sisters, who didn't like to be close to white people after some bad experiences with a few, liked Ariel too. I was happy to see her smiling with them. It made my love for her to grow even more. I wanted to propose to her, but I decided to wait until I'd had enough money before doing so. Luckily, the next year, the manager at the company where I worked gave me a promotion, and that meant an increase in pay. I was elated. 3 months later, I decided that I was ready to get married to Ariel. I hadn't met her parents yet, and she'd also not talked about them before. I decided to wait until after the proposal before asking to meet them. It didn't take long before I finally proposed to her. Ariel was so happy that she bursted into tears. I nearly cried too. I put the ring on her after the proposal and felt myself take a huge step. A few weeks after the proposal, I asked to meet her parents. Ariel didn't disagree. In fact, she was quite pissed that I'd taken so long to ask. I was nervous as the day of meeting them began to draw close. Eventually, the day came, and Ariel and I went together. Unfortunately for me, her parents were the complete opposite of what I expected. Both were clear racists. Ariel's parents greeted us with forced politeness that barely concealed their underlying discomfort.
So do you work or do you feed from my daughter's pockets? I know that how you all black men are.
I felt uncomfortable by the question. I'd never received anything from Ariel. I never asked, and she never even tried to give. I wasn't complaining. I was fine with being the giver. I was about to speak, but Ariel beat me to it.
We share the bills, Mom. He has a job.
I was shocked. Ariel had never shared anything with me. I was about to speak again when her father butt in. I've heard black people don't use cologne. Judging by your smell, I'm sure you don't too. How do you think you can marry our daughter? Again, before I could respond, her mom cleared her throat and stood up, Ariel following after her immediately. I remained seated in the living room with her dad, too scared to say anything because of the deady glare he was giving me. Ariel's mother had prepared a quick meal and set the table. She called on me and her husband to the table. I saw Ariel already seated beside her mother.
I hope you know how to eat that. It's not the usual black and dirty food that you're used to.
I was offended by her words. How could she insult black food? I'm sorry, ma'am. Please don't speak about black food that way. I'm fine if you insult me, but please don't insult my culture.
Oh, you have a culture? I thought all you do is to have black skin and look dirty.
I turned to Ariel, expecting her to at least say something, but she didn't. Instead, she laughed, somehow finding what her mother said to be funny. Throughout the evening, I remained composed. Outwardly. Though inwardly, I was boiling and felt disappointed. After dinner, both Ariel's father and mother continued taunting me, especially saying annoying things about my skin color. Ariel wasn't any better. She would either laugh or be silent. Leaving their home that night, I couldn't shake off the unease that had settled within me. Ariel visited me the next day and acted like nothing happened. I'd expected an apology or something from her, but got nothing. In fact, she'd visited me only because she wanted to ask for money. From then on, I noticed how Ariel began to demand money from me. She wouldn't go a week without taking money from me at least thrice. I was having to take out of my savings to satisfy her wants. We never spoke about her family again. She didn't even bring up conversations on how we should have our wedding. It felt as though she was fine with us being just engaged. Despite what her parents had done, I wanted to mend things with them. So, I asked to see them again. Ariel agreed. Unfortunately, they were unapologetic about their actions. "Oh, you brought the colored man again? I thought you'd have given up. You're quite tough."
I hope you don't expect to eat any food today. I have nothing to waste on you.
There's an exception. If you could do the monkey dance, we can change our minds about feeding you and maybe even get you a banana. All three of them burst into laughter. I got angry and lashed out at them. "Excuse me? I'm your daughter's fiancé, for crying out loud. I'm also human. Just because I have black skin doesn't mean you have the right to speak to me like this." I'd thought they'd apologize or maybe stop their unfair words, but what I didn't expect was a slap from her father. "How dare you, a low-life black man, come into my house to yell at my family? Who gave you that authority? Have you gone crazy?"
Alex, these are my parents. How can you be so disrespectful to them? I've been nothing but respectful to yours.
I was even more shocked by Ariel defending her parents. She was present when they were saying all those degrading words to me. She never defended me. And now, she was mad at me for giving her parents a taste of their own medicine. I couldn't take it anymore. I was going to leave, but I decided to give them a piece of my mind one more time. "You heard them, Ariel. You listened to them disrespect me and my culture. You saw your dad slap me, and yet you defend them? You all are the same. I regret even thinking you were different, Ariel." Well, I'd honestly thought I could just walk away after that, but her dad wasn't going to let that happen. The man pulled me back and threw me on the floor. He sat on top of me and began punching and slapping me. Ariel and her mom watched how he beat me up mercilessly. When he was done, I was thrown out of their house. Fortunately for me, one of their neighbors helped me to the hospital. You'd have thought it ended there, and we called off the engagement. Unfortunately, Ariel refused to let that happen. 2 weeks later, she was at my office again, asking for money. I refused to give it to her. She tried all she could, but I refused. Angrily, she slapped me before storming out of my office. The next day, I got visitors right as I was leaving my house. I was trying to record a video of myself. So, while my friend stood away opposite us, Ariel and her parents showed up. I was beaten up badly for refusing to give their daughter the money she asked for. Apparently, she wanted to change her car and needed money. Afterward, they took my phone and transferred all the $30,000 I had as my savings. I kept begging and crying, but they didn't listen until they'd taken all my money and left me in bruises. Unknown to them, I had a small recording mic on, and my friend recorded everything that happened. As he took me to a hospital, he posted the video to expose Ariel and her parents. I had no idea about it until the next day, where he showed me the amount of engagement the post already had. And thousands of people had viewed it, and thousands had commented, all against Ariel and her father. I needed to get justice for what they did to me. I also wanted to get my money back. So, once I was able to sit up properly, I made a video to explain what had transpired between us, starting from the first time I met them. Again, it blew up. People were against Ariel and her parents for being racists. Some called her father an evil man for beating me up, and the family were called thieves for taking my money forcefully. Hashtags began flying. everyone demanding for my money to be returned with an apology and more money as a better compensation. It didn't take long before Ariel called me.
Take down that video, Alex. You're destroying our lives. What did my parents do that no one else hasn't done before?
And bet that I got to know that Ariel and her parents were getting all sorts of punishment from people everywhere they went. People who recognized them would sometimes throw eggs at them, as well as other disgusting things. But that was even little compared to what her family did to me. I'm never taking it down. You watched your parents talk down on me, beat me up, and even take my money. You'll have to apologize publicly to make me stop. She never did. Instead, she and her dad broke into my house 2 nights later to try stealing my phone so they could take down the video. I caught them, but I didn't wake up while they were still in my room. Once they took my phone and left my room, I grabbed my stunt gun from my wardrobe and went after them. I teased Ariel's father, causing him to fall down. Ariel was shocked to see me with a gun. "Get on your knees now!" Out of fear, she went on her knees. Her father was still writhing in pains on the floor.
Forgive us, please. Don't shoot. We're going to leave and never disturb you again. Please forgive us.
"Yes, please. If you let us go, I swear to you, we'll never bother you again." "Shut up, both of you." "Forgiveness? Never. I'll never forgive you both or let either of you go." I knew I needed to tie them down before calling the police, so I gave Ariel a punch, knocking her out. I quickly fetched a rope and tied her and her father together. After that, I took a picture of them with their masks still covering half of their faces. Then I removed the masks and took another picture, calling the cops right after. When they came, Ariel and her father were arrested and taken away. I posted the pictures online, and the hatred for the family increased even more. In court, I got my money back and even $10,000 extra, which was all Ariel and her family had as their savings. Both she and her dad were jailed for their crimes. They were to each spend 15 years there. Her mother, trying to burn down my house 2 weeks later while I wasn't home, accidentally trapped herself inside and burnt together with the house. Ariel and her father were absolutely broken and disappointed when they heard the news. People online were kind enough to get me a new and better house. While Ariel and her dad suffered in jail, I found myself a better white lady 2 years later, kind and very much unlike Ariel. I found peace and forgot all about Ariel. My fiance and I are expecting twins, and I'll make sure to send Ariel and her dad a picture of our family. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below saying, "I subscribed," and we will try our best to reply to your comment.